All right, so one-handed ground balls. I know this is kind of blasphemy in lacrosse, but quite frankly, I used it a lot in college. And if you look at a lot of great players, like Mike Powell is a great example, who actually I learned this type of ground ball from just by watching him and playing with him, was how he held his hand when he was doing a one-handed ground ball. So I don't think this type of ground ball is necessarily bad, but I think there's a better way to do it. Okay, the only problem with two hands, okay, is that you're slowing yourself down to pick up that ground ball. So if you're in the open field, oftentimes that's going to slow you down. So I can understand this once in a while, all right, but that's not necessarily something I totally promote. But what I love in traffic is bringing this hand up here, all right? This gets you can still get low, all right, and you can still block with your body, right? But your body is low, you have one hand on the ball, you can basically, ward off without moving your hand, but hold your arm up to protect, all right? And really, yeah, your butt end might be showing, but if you're quick enough and you're good enough, you can get down that ground ball. So what I like to do is when I'm running at a ground ball one-handed, I like to come in, all right, get nice and low, all right, but I don't have to force this hand across my body, which I love. It stays on the correct side of my body, which is really important for me because it makes things easy and it makes things flow a lot easier. All right, so when I come in, I'm just driving forward and I'm just dipping down, keeping my back straight, just like when we dodge, all right, and scooping up and then coming through with that ground ball. And you can do it in a myriad of different ways, all right? If the defenseman's on this side of me, I can come in, I can plant, ground ball like this and roll out this way, all right? Or if the defenseman's on this side of me, all right, maybe we're taking a funky angle at the ball, I can come in, ground ball it, head up, and then turn, and we're already there. So for me, at least, I'm really into, I love one-handed ground balls, but more importantly, protecting your stick when you're doing it, all right? So, if you do it this way, I think you're not going to have as much trouble as going into a scrum or going to maybe a battle ground ball with your hand all the way at the end of your stick like this. It's a lot harder to get your hand back up the stick. It's a lot harder to protect it right out of the ground ball, things like that. It's not the worst thing in the world. Obviously, a lot of people do it, all right? But I find this to be a very, very effective way to pick up a ground ball. So just bring that hand right at the shaft, makes the stick lighter, and I think you're going to see a lot of benefits from doing something like that.